I've stolen him from sunshine, so he's not too happy with me. And away he goes. The neighbor's dog is barking, so I don't know if you can hear that. If you do, I apologize. So anyway, I did sewing last week. I showed you that sweater on my Hujo Io Stella with the stripes and sort of brown, and it's a lovely, ugly sweater. But I also showed you that I had a cardigan cut out to use the other side of that cloth because I really wasn't sure what was the proper face and what was the back of the cloth. And that's this. And if you're a fan of ugly sweaters, then you probably understand why I had to do this. This is the stripe. The inside on this sweater was the outside on the other one. I really don't know what's supposed to be the face of this cloth. They both have their merits. The patch pockets were a last minute addition, and there's a hood, although it will not fit on a regular sized doll's head, 60 centimeter doll's head. It might fit over Stella's tiny little head, but it's fine. I doubt that I'm going to put the hood up anytime anyway. And it amuses me because this cloth came out of that big grab bag from the thrift store, and actually this cloth was also in that grab bag. So whether these go together, in my mind, they go together. But like I said, the thing about print mixing, just mix it. People will think that you had a really good reason for putting the things together. They won't question why, even if it's just completely random. So that was sewing last week. And I thought I would have time to sew this weekend, but we had another sick kid and a little bit of sick Andrea. So he's back at school today, obviously. He was actually still bleh on Monday, and on Tuesday I gave him the choice. He said his self didn't feel good. I said he could go to school or he could go to the doctor. He said he'd like to go to the doctor, so we did. She just said that there's a stomach virus that's been going around, and that's probably what he had. He did get swabbed for strep again because apparently his tonsils are always enormous, and she was a little worried, but no strep. So, not a lot of sewing this weekend. I did eke out a few things. I finally sewed this up. These have been sitting cut on my desk ready to sew for a while. I think I had a video where I went into detail about choosing which color thread to use, and in the end it just came to, what do I have loaded on the bobbin? Some blue. Blue will work. Blue will work, and then because whenever I run the edge, the rolled hem foot, what ends up being on top is the bobbin threads. So this blue on the bobbin worked, but I had this brown in the top. So the brown was on a really ancient, actually not ancient, just a few years old, but deteriorating plastic spool. So I went ahead, and once I ran out of this blue, I loaded all that brown, just fit perfectly onto a bobbin, even though the spool was like flying apart when I was loading it. So I sewed odds and ends of things with the brown in the bobbin, but I got them done. Like I said, I'm lazy with bobbins. Whenever I change the bobbin, it's never that bad. Loading a bobbin is never that bad. But just the idea of loading a bobbin is my brain. So I did those, and then I got into my, like I said, I had that bag of cloth I wanted to sew, and I actually sorted that away. But there was some other cloth that I had been sent this Halloween print. Not a lot of it. It had obviously been a t-shirt or something that had been used for other things. And this person, the same person who sent me this, also sent me this, so I put that together. This is Moxie Teens size, so it is going in that thanks pile for the person for whom I'm sewing Moxie Teens. It was supposed to be Barbie sized, but it's a little stretchy and it's not. But this one turned out nice for Barbie. I didn't notice until I was done that everything on the front is upside down. This one I didn't mind the bats seeming upside down because the skulls are right side up. And, you know, bats fly and bats hang upside down, so that was fine. This one, even the skull's upside down, but that's okay. The reason I didn't even think about flipping the pattern piece over and checking for what's right side up and upside down is because I actually had to pick the original hem out of this orange cloth. Don't know if you can see, there's actually still a double line of holes where the original stitching was, so lazy, but close. And I thought that would be it. Obviously not. You can see how much time is left. I did go to a thrift store today. I didn't need to. I didn't find dolls, but I did find this lovely styrofoam pumpkin, which I need to figure out how to get the price tag off of without damaging the exterior. So this is going to be, probably will put this on my Barbie Magic Hair, Endless Hair Kingdom body, maybe. It's just, I'm kind of picky about the pumpkins that I paint for faces. I like them to be fairly smooth. I don't like the lobes to be really pronounced. We got a shipment of something with a lot of paper in it, so Chip is enjoying the paper. I don't know if you hear the crinkles. So I need to get the Swift Attach tag out of it. But this will be good for a doll face eventually. And I went to the post office yesterday, and there was a box waiting for me from Debbie Jones. Thanks again, Debbie. She has sent wonderful dolls in the past, and part of the big pile of thanks sewing I'm working on is for her. And in the box, she dyed these bottle brush trees. I don't know if you can tell in the video, they are different colors. One's a little pinker and one's, so these are nice colors. So now I have learned about that you can bleach bottle brush trees and then dye them whatever color you want with just regular dye, so they must be made out of nylon. But also in the box was, well, there was a small bag of sour cream walnuts, which I looked up the recipe, and it's basically sour cream and sugar, and I forget what else, and you melt it all together and you mix it on the walnuts, and it's kind of like yogurt raisins when it's done, but not quite. And they're very good. And Chip, actually, I had to shoo Chip off of the bag because he was trying to chew his way into the bag to sample some himself. Weren't you, Chip? Meow. But in the box, also, well, the note was on this really cute card. And this is what she described as a big hair Teresa. Which, yes, very big hair 90s doll. Again, though, for 90s makeup, hers is fairly subtle. So I'm not sure what I'll do with her. I actually haven't identified who she is yet. I'm sure the Barbie people are already looking at it and saying, oh, that is absolutely whoever. There are some dolls I can identify on site, but mostly I use this. I'm sure I've mentioned this before. It was printed in 95, so it's like after 95 you still go to eBay to find stuff, but this is a really good book. The Ultimate Barbie Doll Book by Marcy Malillo. And it just has super basic, here's the doll in the box, here's the close-up of a face, and a simple description of the face. So this is often useful for identifying 90s Barbies and friends. And right now I have found her. Yes. We've been talking, friends and I on Tumblr have been talking about how some sort of Barbie database will help you identify these dolls. And Tiffy had found one, I can't remember what it was, that it's actually amazingly few questions are needed to identify a 90s Barbie. Like, you don't even know the head sculpt, just like the eye color, the secondary eye color, the number of light dots, and where they are. I think that would probably be enough because it's amazing how distinct they are. But anyway, this is Butterfly Princess Teresa. So, Butterfly Princess Teresa has huge hair. So the other thing in the nice little box from Debbie was a Moxie Teens bijou. She noticed me saying that I had not had a real Moxie Teens. I only have the Jackie Evanco knockoff body. So she was cleaning some stuff up and said, hey, here's a Moxie Teens. So surprise, surprise for me. Thank you. She's great. This is just some mohair that's glued on. It's not even a full wig. I was trying to arrange it so it looked like she had like a side cut or an undercut, but it didn't, and I got glue where I shouldn't have had glue. But anyway, so she came to me without a wig, and I've glued this on for temporary, and I went through my clothes, the doll clothes I had, and I actually had shared the pattern for this. I'll try to remember to put a link below. It's in my Flickr Dolly Stitches group, which is for sharing patterns that you have created to share, and for sharing the clothes that you made from patterns that other people have created for share. It is not for selling things. I'm sure the people watching this aren't the people who do it, but whenever I go through and do group maintenance for it, I always have to delete pictures from people with Etsy listings. So it's one thing, you're not supposed to do that on Flickr. You're not supposed to use Flickr to sell things. I know what they probably really mean is don't use our photos for your eBay auctions, but they just say don't sell things to Flickr. Unless they've changed the terms of service, that's how it used to be. But my group specifically is for stuff to share and stuff you've made from stuff that's shared. Anyway, so this was something that I created for female action figures years ago, and I shared again, boosted again recently because this actually fits curvy if you leave out, definitely if you leave out the back darts. I haven't tried it without the back darts. Actually, I think it fits curvy. I'm rambling. So it also, as you can see, fits Moxie Teens. It is, however, very short, so that's why she's wearing the skirt. I'm sure there are things you could do to correct for that. Anyway, so yes, Moxie Teens Bijou. She is very cute. I think she looks like she is has family from India. I really want to find some darker eyes to fit into her eye wells. And I don't know if I will repaint her or have her repainted. I'm sure Josh could do amazing things with her, but we'll see. So that was the very nice box from Debbie, which came a day after I received a very nice box from Nata. Now, the box from Nata was expected. It's a trade, and I still need to sew some more things to get my end of the trade out. Although, honestly, I don't really want to mail things before Christmas because the post office is slammed. And if I'm not sending things that have to be there by Christmas, I don't want to burden the post office. But things she sent that I'm not expecting. Things she sent that I was not expecting include these. I'm pretty sure they're from Target, but they're little printed bits of wooden stickers, which I'm not sure what I'll do with them, but they're pretty interesting. I just realized they're probably supposed to be Eastery, but they just look like 1990s contemporary art to me. More stuff to sew into doll clothes, or possibly clothes for my kid. We'll see, but this is a nice thin weight. This would actually be good for doll clothes. This will be fantastic for doll clothes. And I might try to squeeze a t-shirt out for me. And definitely something for Netta. Nice vintage, make sure it's right side up, curtain. I remember stuff like this still being around when I was a kid. The stuff that people actually hung up in houses without kitschiness. Halloween. Things I expected were the tails and alternate hands for the Decadol cats. I got from her. I still haven't done anything with the other one, so if I make any of these match this cat, I will obviously have to paint them. But I have the other Decadol cat still waiting for inspiration. And this cat, a Hujo Freya in gray, who I'm still getting used to her articulation. So it's amusing. Of the ball-jointed dolls I have, this is my third Hujo. And I only have, even if you include the Decadol cats, at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 BJDs. 3 are Hujos, which means 3 are plastic. Although, honestly, I really wish Stella, the Hujo Io, was this kind of ABS. She's just so heavy as she is. Anyway, and of course, Valeska, my Hujo Dana, is ABS, which is why when she fell off that 7 or 8 foot wall, she just got a gouge where she landed on a piece of gravel and everything else was fine. So I have no problem with heavy ABS, but I think this would have survived a fall too. Anyway, so 3 Hujos, 3 cats, and this cat, Hujo Dana, and the 2 other, the Decadol cats, I also got in trades from Nata. So she's my supplier to some extent. Anyway, so yes, this will be fun to work with. Weather has been getting, obviously, not a lot of humidity, but very cool. But if I bring the sealant inside to warm up, I should be able to go outside and spray mat dolls who I eventually will paint. And then there was one more thing in the package. Vina! Green! Made to move, sort of. Body. I don't know. Is there glare? Is there dull? I'm not sure what you're seeing. Anyway, so I was very happy when she offered to trade me this, because already at that point John had done great things with those that he'd gotten, including rerouting one with pink hair, which makes her look fantastic. And it's just the whole idea of me having a doll with green skin that I didn't have to paint. And I don't mean pastel green like Monster High, I mean this dark green. Of course, this is a collector's doll, so she's not meant to come out of the box. That said, once I got inside the box, she came out a lot easier than most Playline dolls. So, you see, she is not, this is the modified Made to Move body. See, it has no articulated ankles, and she does not have the underbust articulation, but she's green. I did grow up with Star Trek, so it's not like I don't know the character. I'm just not huge into character dolls. But, yeah, I see people, John, I think John especially was, a lot of people said it basically looks like she has a couch on her head. I'm sure the original 1960s hairstyle was a little more, it's a little more subdued and subtle than that. But I am rambling, and I have a new doll. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video and expect pictures on the usual places soon-ish. Thanks for watching.